Are you ready? Are you ready to take a journey through the cosmos? Are you ready to see the dimensional doorways to reality? The original video recorders that we call eyes, which shows you that you are a true reflection of the universe, and that the universe is you, and you are the universe. Are you ready? You know what they say, as above, so below. Are you ready to go? Welcome to the Spiritual Vault. I am Wunam, aka Nicky Love, your African indigenous traditional healer.
My brother Adinkra, your African indigenous traditional healer. How y'all doing tonight, family?
How y'all doing, Corey? How you doing? Hey, Corey, you just sent me a message on WhatsApp? I think I just got it. I gotta check it. I didn't listen to it yet, but I'll check it. It's on it's on the phone that we're doing the video on. Okay. Hey, Kim. Hey, Kim. How are you? No, all is well. Brother Adinkra, your face is cut off.
Is it?
Your face is cut off.
Peace, family. Peace. How you doing, Stephen Cody?
How you doing, Stephen Cody? What's goings on? What's going on with you? Y'all, I ain't do my hair. Y'all see, we just been lounging around today. You know what I mean? Lounging around, ain't doing nothing. Corey, you know, you crossed my mind today. You okay? How's your health? You okay today? You good? Let us know you good. YouTube, how y'all doing? Y'all good? Are y'all good? What you entitle it?
The importance of animal sacrifice.
So, one of the reasons we want to do the show is because people had the question of, why do African, and this is not African, y'all. This is in other cultures too. Let me just explain something to y'all. We aren't the only ones in Africa who sacrifice chickens and goats and everything goddamn else, and cows, okay? Do you know that these animals are slaughtered on a daily basis all over the world? Do you know in the United States of America that they slaughter them in the worst way that they can ever be slaughtered? Did you know that? So when you make the mistake of feeling sorry for an animal, okay? Stephen Cody, you know I'm talking about you and some other people that has to. You know damn right I'm telling you right now. Because we have other people ask this question. No question is ever a dumb question. But I want y'all to use your logical senses. There's one thing I like to say. You know what I mean? Sometimes we don't use our goddamn logical senses. How are you going to feel sensitive about an animal that you eat every goddamn day or may eat at one time in your life? I know y'all done had some goddamn curry goat. Don't act like you ain't had no curry goat. Because I know your asses had some curry goat. You eat curry chicken. You eat fried chicken. You eat baked chicken. You eat steak. You eat meat loaf. You eat goddamn beef stew.
You eat chitlins.
Nasty ass chitlins. That shit too.
You eat chitlins.
Eat pork chops.
You eat
How you think you able to eat these animals unless they are sacrificed?
You eat hog maws.
Unless they're now, let me just say this, family. These animals in Africa, first of all, the permission is asked to take the animal. And when we give sacrificial offerings to the gods or the goddesses or the sea gods or the water gods or the sky gods or the tree gods or whatever you want to call them, because there's many, 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 many of them, you must understand that it is the blood that is the life force. The life source and the life force. The blood is the life source. So when you're giving these offerings to the gods, they require these offerings. Every part of that animal is to be eaten. Now, unfortunately, here in America, when we do sacrificial offerings, sometimes we don't know if they're clean, so we don't eat all of the animal. Mm-hmm. Okay? But in Africa, they pretty much have a whole, they would, chickens run around, goats run around freely everywhere. So you know that they're clean because they're eating clean food. They're not getting injected with steroids and all kind of shit and eating all kind of shit. Okay? So we're saying that, family, when you're giving these offerings and you're giving the blood to that god or the goddess, whatever it requires, you're asking permission first. First and foremost, which is the civilized way to do it when you are sacrificing an animal. The way that they do it here, you goddamn know well them animals are traumatized. Beat upside the head with goddamn knockers. I mean, slung around by the neck and shit.
Knockers.
Yeah, y'all remember the little, we used to have them in New York. I used to have some. They're little balls and you shake them up there and you make it go like this and you make the balls hit. Y'all remember those? If you remember those, y'all in your 50s or late 40s, you know what I'm talking about. So they did a documentary where they was taking a cow. Those used to be hit the cow upside the goddamn head. How you like to be hit up the side of the goddamn head with some goddamn knockers? You're traumatizing the animal. The animal's scared to death. So now you're getting scary goddamn meat that you're eating.
They hit him in the head with a sledgehammer now.
Well, I don't care how they do it. They hit the goddamn animals and they torture the animals. They torture the animals and they're not supposed to do it that way. In Africa, we pay homage to the animal. And when you kill the animal, every part of the animal is supposed to be eaten. That's a feast for your village or for your tribe. You understand? Not for you to go take it and, do what the shit they doing with the animals. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Star Sirius. So, you
Peace
have...
in the care.
Hey, Adinkra on YouTube. So when you are giving sacrifices to animals, it is done the proper way. No animal is just harmed just because. And a lot of times, or sometimes, when I do rituals or we do rituals, we don't even have to cut the animal. The spirit come and take the soul right out of the animal. So now the animal is not feeling any pain because the soul has left the body of the animal. And you all know the inyama, that's inyama, the energy of the animal, or the ka, is what they call it in ancient times, is out of the body, so now the body just is returning back to earth. So we must know that we have to respect other people's culture, okay? We have to understand it. One of the things we have done is we have gotten so attached to the physical beingness of people, places, things, animals. We don't ever get used to take your hands and blow your breath on your hands. That's your soul. That's your inyama. That's your soul. That's the real you. Okay? That's the real you. So let me explain something to you all. Don't get sad. I know that, our brother said, well, I get very sad. I feel sorry for the goat. I feel sorry for the cow. And maybe because I'm an earth sign. I'm an earth sign too. I love everything. I love the trees. I love everything on the planet because I am an earth sign. But when it calls to save somebody's life, see what people don't understand. And we've had cases like this before, okay? The first thing you want to do is always divine on it. Do a divination or go to the ancestors on it and ask the ancestors, if it's this person's time, let us know, and we will not intervene. And we have to ask that. We do not want to intervene where we have no business intervening because it could be that person's time. So if it's not that person's time, based off of what ancestors say and the divination says, then we have a right to intervene. So we may go get a chicken to give on behalf of that person's health or that person's sickness. So that's when we say to the chicken, may we give you your life to save a human life. And there's times when that has to be done. Now, and especially with the Ifa pantheon, but in most of the pantheons in Africa, there's chicken sacrifice, okay? But let me tell you this. If you, an Ifa, get your reading and it says you need to do an Odu, you do an Ifa reading and your Odu comes back and says you have to give an Ebo, then it's very important that you follow through. Because that means that Ifa seen something that you need to be aware of and that you need to take care of. It may be enemies, it may be health problems, whatever it may be, whatever that old do is that comes up, you want to
Yeah.
be sure to do your elbow. So with saying that, family, you got to understand, if that requires, if that God or that Visa or whatever requires a goat, a chicken, a snake, a duck, or whatever, you better give it the goddamn thing you asked for. Because that animal is actually saving your life. They can see, Ifa can see, I can see, our form of divination, we can see very, very well. And when spirit shows us that, hey, you got an enemy, you better be careful. This enemy is trying to cause you problems, trying to cause you harm. You need to give an offering, and that God wants the offering of a goat. That God wants the offering of a chicken. That God wants the offering of a cow. You better get it.
It's a misconception that you always have to give a blood sacrifice. You don't always have to, but if it calls for it, you should. Like my wife says, and it's it's been instances where the spirit will see something else where your life maybe is being harmed, or you may be somebody may be doing spiritual work. Somebody may be trying to block your money. That's the reason. That's really these are the reasons. Or your kids or your family may be in danger.
And right. So family, and again, like he said, it's not always required. But I'm gonna be honest with you. In Europe, most of the time it's required. In Europe, okay? That's not for every tribe. Every tribe has their different gods, okay?
Yeah.
Now, me dealing with two other tribes besides Yoruba, sometimes we don't need that. We have certain medicines we can do. You understand? We have certain foods that we can give to the gods or the goddesses. You know what I mean? So it doesn't always require a chicken or a goat or a cow. Okay?
And they don't always require a lot of. They don't always require a lot, but sometimes sometimes they do. Some of them don't even require. It's some spirits that we deal with that's not in Europe, but they don't require blood at all. You know. So I think that's the cool thing about it. Is different tribes take different things. I mean, different spirits take different things, but in the end, you want them to work for you, and so you need to give them what they ask for.
That's right. That's right. You want them to work on behalf of you for whatever your situation may be. And let me tell y'all something, because people get this misconception that it's only done in Africa. Let me tell you something. I remember seeing the Jews in New York City with white chickens. Sacrificing much white chickens, and the Jews used to have their ritual of their own. Let's not make no mistake about it. You got, I think, there's a couple of other cultures that deal with sacrificing animals, okay? Don't make it just like it's just the Africans.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just go, the Africans, oh, they don't care, they just sacrifice animals. Nah, don't get it confused, buddies. At the end of the day, you got a lot of other cultures that sacrifice animals too, okay? Dogs, cats, and y'all have to remember, see, a lot of times we get sensitive to the things that we see over in Africa, like one of the offerings to Ogun is what, dogs. So people get sensitive. And I understand, because you get attached to them here in this country, but you got to respect somebody's culture, because the dog is an offering to that God, which that God is going to protect that village. They do what they got to do, okay? It's not for you to get offended by, oh, what about the poor dog? You understand? Some, like in China, dogs are good. They like to eat them. They like to eat cats. Right? And we're saying that, I'm not mad at them, because that's what they do in their country. That's how they grew up. We grew up eating goddamn cows and pigs. In India, cows are sacred. You better not eat a cow in India. They're sacred. That's their sacred animal.
Yeah, so in India, you eat cow, you may be kind of considered a savage.
Exactly. So when we eat cow, the Indians looking at us like God damn it, the poor cow. That's sacred to us. You know what I mean? Why y'all eating a cow? See, this is why it's important to learn. This is why it's important to know. Like I always say, where there's knowledge, there's choice, and where there's no knowledge, there's no choice. Start studying. Don't ever limit your knowledge data bank to learn about other things, to learn about other cultures. Because when you don't know, you have no choice but to be ignorant. You have no choice but to be ignorant. Now, again, it's not only Africans that sacrifice animals, there's many other cultures. And not only that, Yeah, we feel sorry for the dog, but you know what? They don't. That's their offering to their God. We can't get mad. We can't get angry. We gotta respect their cultural way of life.
The energy.